Into tonight's varsity basketball matchup. Tonight, the undefeated Blue Devils are taking on the Wabash Apaches. Tipton comes in ranked number 38 in the state of Indiana. They actually fell several places in their last win. Wabash comes in at number 132. Ranked number 20 in the class of 1A, Tipton remains at 4 in 2A. Tipton boasts a 12-0 undefeated record. Wabash with an 8-3 record. In the last 35 years, Tipton has a dominant series advantage with an 11-2 series lead. Time to get into your starters for Tipton. It's the usual starting lineup for our Blue Devils. Number 3, Grady Carpenter. Number 5, Sam Quigley, who averages just under 6 points a game. Number 11, the leading scorer, Nolan Swan, upping his average, nearly getting 30 a few games in a row. He's at 21.8 points per game on average. Number 12, Ryan Tracy, averaging 7.5 points per game, along with 5 rebounds. And number 23, Jackson Money. And out there for the Apaches, number 2, Trevor Daughtry. Number 5, Caden Vogel. Number 12, Grant Ford. Number 20, Alexander Dinkins. And 32, Isaac Wright. Tipton wins the tip-off at 7:31 p.m. and quickly looks to get going with a 3, but it doesn't connect. Tipton coming off of a narrow victory against Bethesda Christian where they trailed at 17 in the second half. Had to make the comeback victory happen, and they were just about able to. The Apaches of Wabash on their first offensive possession. Swinging it around the perimeter. They finally do get it inside, but Ryan Tracy gets in the way. He will tip it out of bounds, and we will stay with Wabash. Carpenter defends the inbounds. They try to get it into Caden Vogel, and they do. Vogel brings it up for the Apaches. Daughtry on the left side, defended by Quigley. Swings it to the left. Vogel. Back to Daughtry. Thought about the 3, going to get to his right hand instead. And the layup no good. Rebound to Tracy. And Swan going to try a 3 on the other end. He gets going for Tipton. The 52% shooter from beyond the arc ups his percentage with another one. It all started with the rebound of Tracy, and then they get it going in transition. That's where Tipton's most dangerous, as Wabash not able to connect with the 3 there. Quigley on the right side swings to Carpenter. He's got the middle to himself. The left hand is good. Carpenter adds in 2 more. Money defending Vogel. Way out on the perimeter. Daughtry on the right side. Looks for a teammate. That's Isaac Wright. Has it near the elbow. Gets inside the paint. And a spin move to his right hand. Might have been blocked by Carpenter, who comes away with the possession. A swing over to the left side. Money fakes a shot. Spin move away from the basket. Just a bit long. And the rebound to the Apaches. And Sam Quigley, it looks like, will be picked up for the foul. That's the first foul on either team here in the first couple of minutes. Caden Vogel averaging 3 points and 4 assists. Brings it up for the Apaches. And a long 3 from Daughtry is collected by Swan. On his left is Money, who gets into the paint. A kick out. Tracy, corner 3, didn't like it. As Carpenter looks to reset the offense. He gets to his left hand all the way, but the shot is no good. Rebound to Wabash. They swing it. Vogel on the right side, defended by Swan. Keeps him out of the middle. He's looking for a teammate. He's got Isaac Wright at the top of the perimeter. Again, no good. Nothing falling for Wabash in the first few minutes. Tipton with a 5-0 advantage. Swan tries to make it 7, and he will make it 7. Has a nice mid-range turnaround too, assisted by Carpenter. As Daughtry, that one deflected by Tracy. The 3 no good by Money on the other end. As Tipton remains perfect on defense. Wabash still unable to score. They trail 7-0. They get it down low, but Tracy's there to keep it out. A kick out 3 is no good. The long rebound easily collected by Tracy. And on the other end, Money scoring. Took a hard fall and will be called for the foul. Money going to the line, shooting one more. That is on number 12, Grant Ford. His first foul, the first team foul for Wabash. And it looks like a 30-second timeout will be called by Coach Paul Wright. He's just over 500, 127 and 117 in his 11th year at Wabash. Spending all of his time there. A hot start for the Blue Devils as Jackson Money is sent to the line. The team shoots 70%. A percentage that has gone up in the recent games, but Money will not be able to contribute to that effort. Tipton leads by 9. Daughtry looks to get his team going. Nothing falling for Wabash here in the first 4 minutes. Daughtry has Vogel, who finds Ford, swings it back out, doesn't like his options. Daughtry on the perimeter, gets inside. A mid-range 2 is finally going to connect for Wabash as they get on the board late in the first quarter. Sam Quigley will set up the offense for the Blue Devils. He has Swan to his right, who may be looking for Carpenter down low, but it was well defended by the smaller Daughtry. They have the size advantage down there, and they finally do get it in. Carpenter might be looking for Quigley in the opposite corner, but he takes it by himself, gets his own offensive rebound, and finishes on the wide open right-hand side. Tipton was looking to abuse that size advantage that Carpenter found himself down there with, and it paid dividends for him. On the other side, Tracy keeping Wabash out of the paint. Vogel swings it. And a foul called. The hand check on Swan will be his first. Four low for the Apaches. As they're running out of time to get it in, they're going to need to hurry. And the 5-second call came through just in the nick of time for Tipton. They had just got that in. And that'll bring in number 22, Mattern, for Wabash. Tipton leads 11-2. Playing solid defense, and their offense has been what we expect. A handoff to Swan. He gets to his left hand easily and finishes for the free layup. A breakdown on the Wabash defensive end. Now Tipton looks to continue their good defense that they've played here in the first quarter. Mattern turns it over quickly. If Jackson Money can collect, he can. Swan turns it over right back, though. Well played from Wabash to get back on the defensive end. as that'll be a foul. Could be on Quigley. The players got in each other's way. And that'll bring in number 21, Braden Ice, the 6-foot senior for Wabash. Daughtry will set it up for the Apaches on the right side, right into the corner. Swung, that's Ice for three as he just checked in, no good, and the rebound tracked down by Spidell. Carpenter to push the pace. He likes Money to his right, who is called for the travel. In the corner there. Money, the idea was to get to his left hand for a pull-up jumper. But the idea never came to fruition. He's called for the travel before anything can happen. Into the corner now, Braden Ice. Back up top to Daughtry. Only 2 points in about 7 minutes now until a three there made by Isaac Wright. Finally gets Wabash back into the scoring column where they are trying to make up an early deficit. It was double digits, now just cut down to 8. Carpenter wants to get it back into double digits, and he will get it back into double digits with another mid-range floater. Carpenter's been very aggressive ever since the second half of that last game against Bethesda Christian, attacking the basket. He continues that trend tonight, trying to get inside every single time. Normally a pass-first kind of guy, but tonight it looks like he has scoring on his mind, which is a dangerous thing to see if you're a Wabash fan. Grady Carpenter in scoring mode. Wabash trying to get in that mode themselves, but a miscommunication there on the far side. That one thrown right out of bounds. Daughtry threw it in the middle of two Apaches. As we'll see Gavin Hare play out the last 12 seconds to avoid any fouls from the starters. Carpenter with 12 seconds. He might try to take this one by himself. He has Swan to his left, uses him. The handoff, Swan gets inside. The dump down pass might have been deflected, but it gets to Landon Spidell either way, who finishes two. And Tipton closes out the first quarter excellently, 17-5, Tipton advantage. The duo of Swan and Carpenter leading the way for Tipton. Swan with 7 and Carpenter close behind with 6. Spidell picked up 2 at the very end of that quarter. And Jackson Money picked up 2 towards the beginning of the game. Only 2 people scoring to combine for the 5 points for the Apaches. Isaac Wright hit a 3 earlier on, and Trevor Daughtry got the first 2 points for the Apaches. Wabash with the first possession entering the second quarter. The Carpenters checking in from across the nation. Shep compliments the rebounding and defense in the first quarter for the Blue Devils. Carpenter defending up top, that's Wright, who hands it off to the only other scorer in the basketball game for Wabash. As Swan tracks down the rebound, it tipped away, but Carpenter was right there to help him out. Now Carpenter still in attack mode, it seems, but he misses that one. It looked good, but it just missed the mark. Now on the other end, that one just thrown out of bounds by Daughtry, who's trying to pick up the pace for Wabash, trying to get something going for his team and really get the offense going and set up the play. Trying to see if a change of pace might affect Tipton negatively. But Wabash has to be on the same page offensively as well. Swan for two on the other end. A short corner turnaround jumper for Nolan Swan. As he adds to his point total, he now has 9. Hare defending Vogel. He gets to the lane, has to kick it out though, right. Swings it one more to Dinkins. Defended heavily by Spidell. Daughtry gets that one, but it's only as far as Swan, who has Carpenter to his left, uses him, but it's stolen as Wright recovers on the defensive end. Numbers advantage now for Wabash. They can push the pace. Vogel needs to be careful from Money coming in from behind, trying to poke that one away. As Wright, an elbow jumper for him is no good. The long rebound. Gavin Hare tries to track it down. That one tipped out of bounds off of Wright. It'll go back to Tipton. That one a little bit sketchy. The long rebound should have been collected easily enough by Tipton, but nonetheless, they will come away with the rebound. A down screen on the left side gives space to Carpenter, who pulls up for the floater. That's an excellent play. Your two leading scorers on the far side of your screen, you know that's where the ball is going. And an easy 2 for Carpenter with the screen by Swan and the assist by Money. That's an excellently drawn up play as Money falls to the floor and gives an open lane for Daughtry, who has 4. Swan cutting inside, gets to his left hand, and Wabash is having a really hard time keeping Tipton out of the paint. And it really hasn't been too difficult for Tipton to get in their positions. Carpenter's had an easy time driving. Swan and Money both cutting down in the lane. And the rest of the players doing the work down low. But finally, Wabash can connect on their second 3 of the night. Daughtry with another triple, or his first triple, some more points for him. Swan posting up. He's forced out of the lane and way out away from the basket, but he has Spidell helping him out down low. A kick out 3. Carpenter off the right side. Money dives up for the rebound and kicks it out to Swan just off the mark. The rebound tipped out to Daughtry, who will slow down the pace for Wabash, looking to take an efficient shot here as they try to make up some lost points. A 3 for Daughtry will connect. His second of the night, and he's got 8 in the quarter. So Daughtry finally waking up for Wabash. He's going to look to get his teammates doing the same. Daughtry only comes in averaging 12 points. He's already got 10 in the first half. And that's been just about all of the offense for Wabash, but Tipton a more diverse spread as Money contributes with another triple. Gets blown by on the defensive end, though. Daughtry kicked it out to Osborne, who turned it over. Swan, no numbers advantage, but he pulls up for a 3, and he likes that option a lot. Nolan Swan with another 3. He's got 7 in the quarter, 14 in the half. And we're just halfway through the second quarter as Swan picks up his second foul. That could be crucial for Tipton. He had 1 in the first half. Picked up his second halfway through the second quarter. And we may see Swan check out of the game for the rest of the half, but no, it'll be Hare and Money coming out instead. So Swan just has to be careful not to pick up that third foul. As 3:56 is actually left on the clock. I left it running on accident. We'll try to catch up here. And we do. Vogel now defended by Tracy. Shadowing him towards the middle, but he gets to his left hand instead, and Swan read that passing lane perfectly. Needs to be careful from behind. He is. Carpenter to his right. Gets to his left hand, a spin move back to his right. Not a good shot there from him, or not a good shot opportunity for him, so he's looking for the pass instead. As Tracy was cutting to try to help him out, but Carpenter Didn't read that one in time, threw it out towards the corner where Tracy was instead. Just a miscommunication there. No big issue for the Blue Devils. They are sure to just brush that one off. And look to get going here on the defensive end, try to force a turnover if they can. Swan tips it away, recovers, but he's going to be out of bounds diving for that loose ball. So some active hands here for the Blue Devils. Swan averaging 3 steals a game. He's already got several. Tracy defending Vogel up top. Tracy, a very capable defender. He can guard really the 1 through 5, whatever Tipton needs. Tracy, one of the best defenders Tipton has, if not the best. Carpenter dives on the floor for the loose ball. It'll be tied up, it looks like, yeah. And this possession arrow favors Tipton this time around. So back-to-back possessions for Wabash and back-to-back Blue Devils on the floor diving for a loose ball. They didn't get the first one to go their way, but the second one sure does. Carpenter, Swan to his left. You know he's going to try to get it there. Swan thought about the 3, gets inside instead. A kick out to Tracy, driving down to the baseline. He finds Carpenter somehow on the left wing, and Carpenter comes up short on that one. The rebound to Wabash. Daughtry on that far side. Slower pace here, right for a 3, and he connects on that one. So the Apaches with a much better second quarter. They have 11 in this one, just 5 points in the first quarter. But Tipton continuing the offense that they had so good going for them in the first quarter. Tracy gets to the paint and finds Spidell on the other end, who's fouled. The first free throw made for Landon Spidell, and that was the first foul on Isaac Wright. He leads the team in points per game with 16.5. Almost leads them in rebounding with 4.5. And he's a 42% shooter from beyond the arc. Both free throws converted for Landon Spidell in his first trip to the line. Wright brings it up for the Apaches. Vogel wanted to cut her down low, but he tripped and fell. Wasn't able to get it inside, but that's Daughtry for 3, and he connects again. His third 3 in a row for Wabash. There's a dish down pass. That one might have been deflected out of bounds off Wabash, but they will call it the other way. Full court pressure brought on by Tracy, as he will fall back once they get it inbounds. Setting up the half-court defense for Tipton, a man-to-man that they've shown the entire game. Ford over to Ice for 3, and here comes Wabash. They're right back in it. It's a single-digit game. 5 made threes now in a row for the Apaches, making up for 15 of their 17 that they have here in the second quarter. Spidell down low tries to end that, and he does. He extends the lead back to 11. Vogel defended by Spidell now up top. Just under a minute left to play in the first half. Daughtry, that's too easy for him to cut into the lane. The Tipton defense not nearly as perfect as it was in the first quarter. Letting up now 19 points. And the first Apaches, too, we've seen in a long time. As Carpenter, he will continue his scoring run. A 2 of his own for Grady Carpenter. Daughtry might consider the last shot here. Crosses half court with 20 seconds left. Defended by Quigley up top. That's one of the Blue Devils you want on there. He's got active hands. Daughtry has Wright, who's kept out of the lane momentarily by Carpenter, but he misses the shot. 7 seconds left. Tracy gives it up to Carpenter. 4 seconds now. 3, Two for Carpenter, a floater again, and Carpenter, he's been a mid-range menace this first half, and he continues that with a buzzer beater to round out the first half. Tipton 37, Wabash 24. We'll be back in just a moment bringing you the second half action. Welcome back to the second half of action. Tipton hosting Wabash. A bit of a scoring update here. Nolan Swan leading the way for the Blue Devils with 14, Carpenter with 12. Next up is Spidell with 6 and Money with 5 for a total of 37. On the other end, Daughtry with over half the points for the Apaches. He's got 15 of their 24. Next up is Wright with 6 and Braden Ice hitting a 3. The Blue Devils come in leading 37-24, but it was a much closer second quarter and more of what I was expecting coming into this matchup. A good start for Tipton in the first quarter, but then a back and forth affair in the second as Daughtry was cutting back door, barely defended by Tipton, but they did a good job to recover. Daughtry, spin on the outside for Grant Ford, connects on a 3. Wabash comes out of halftime and immediately hits a shot from beyond the arc. A backdoor for Swan this time. Not going to go in, but he will be fouled. Sent to the line, shooting 2. That is on number 5, Caden Vogel. The first foul for the 5'11 senior. And the first free throw good for Nolan Swan. Both free throws good for the leading scorer. Up to 16 points now is Nolan Swan. The Apaches swinging it around the outside. Backdoor for Wright. Mishandled, but he was able to recover. And now another 3 attempted by Ford, and another 3 hit by Grant Ford. Did not score in the first half. Immediately comes out of the second half and buries a couple of 3s. We're within 9 as Carpenter finds Quigley in the opposite corner. 3 for Quigley. No good, and that one tipped out. It'll stay with Tipton. Swan inbounding off the box set. Oh, what a play. Money fake handoff and finishes for 2. That's not a play I've seen out of Tipton before. The fake handoff to Swan draws both defenders. And Jackson Money takes advantage and just takes it by himself. An excellent play that I have not seen Tipton run here in the 23-24 season. So that's a good look for Tipton. I'd like to see them run that a little bit more. And a timeout called by Coach Paul Wright. .609 left in the third. Tipton with a double-digit advantage. Money defending Daughtry outside the perimeter. Daughtry tries to get to his left hand. Well defended by Money. The ball tipped, and Daughtry gets another dribble. Dinkins on the right side. Right up top looking for some options. He has Daughtry to his right. The leading scorer for the Apaches. We'll hand that one off to Dinkins in the corner. Swung back forward for his third 3, and that one no good. His first missed 3 as Jackson Money looks to be in a bit of pain coming back on the offensive end. Sam Quigley scores his first 2 points of the ballgame. Tipton lead 43-30. They get it inside. Dinkins going to try a 3. That one off the left side, and Carpenter grabs the rebound, has Swan to his left. That one tipped out of bounds. That was up to Caden Vogel to stop the fast break. Braden Ice back in for the visiting Apaches. Carpenter crosses half court and finds Tracy on the roll, down low, and one for Ryan Tracy. Another play with added misdirection for Tipton, and the second one that's worked. So Tipton's creative offense showing different sides that it has. Ryan Tracy at the line trying to finish off the three-point play. Off the front iron and no good. Rebound falls to the Apaches. Caden Vogel brings it up for them. Wants to get to his left hand, but Swan intercepts. No numbers for Swan, but he's able to beat out all the defenders. A race to the bucket, and Nolan Swan finishes first. Isaac Wright with Braden Ice to his right. Dribbles to his left hand into the corner now. Gets to the middle, spins back to his left hand. That one might have been blocked by Swan. It falls out of bounds off of Tipton's number 11. And that'll bring in number 22, Elias Mattern, back in for Wabash. An inbound from beneath their own basket. They've got 4 across the bottom. Looking for some options here. He has the safety. Vogel on the right side. Quigley trying to shadow him outside of the paint. Wright gets inside, establishes his position, but has to kick it out. No options available to score for him, and that one kicked by Tipton. It'll stay with the Apaches. As Tipton's opened up a little bit of a lead, extending theirs from halftime. They now lead by 17. Wabash has not led for the entire game. Tipton has had a stronghold on the lead. They missed Daughtry on that roll, but they're going to get a second chance with Mattern, who kicks it back out to Ice, who buries another triple. The Apaches coming alive from beyond the arc. They've got 9 points in the quarter, all from the three. Tracy on the left side has Swan down low. Well defended and almost got it to go. But the rebound pushed by Daughtry, trying to get all the way. Ryan Tracy to contest. And he was able to deflect the trajectory of the shot just enough to move it off target. And now a foul on the other end going against Elias Mattern. Just his first of the game. Carpenter adds his first point of the third quarter. He had 12 in the first half, and now at 14. Four across the bottom for Wabash as they look to get into their half-court offense. Vogel drives to his left hand. Has Mattern, who swings it to Ice, but needs to be careful from behind. And it should definitely be an easy two for Swan with the left hand, a scoop in the finish. Swan with several steals in tonight's contest, leading to several fast break points on the other side. Now Vogel turns it over again. Who else but Swan to come up with a steal? He's been in every passing lane, and now he has Tracy, who tries a triple and buries the three. Ryan Tracy with his first outside shot. He's buried a two as well. Daughtry trying to get going in the third. He does, and fouled by Money. His first two of the third quarter. Jackson Money commits his first foul of the ball game. Wabash, an 80% very efficient free throw shooting team. And you can see just why there. Tipton leads the other shooting category, shooting 61% from two, 41% from three. As Grady Carpenter adds just two. Ice on the other end has the rebound fall to Carpenter. He pushes it up and a handoff to Jackson Money. Fakes to the right, spins back to his right hand off the glass, just off the mark. And the rebound pulled down by Wright. Daughtry looking for some options up court. Didn't have any, so he has to decide to slow it down. And a left-handed layup will find its way in by Grant Ford, who's had a good third quarter. 90 seconds left now. Tipton leads by 18. Jackson Money fakes the shot and is rewarded with a free 2 points. Daughtry sets up the offense. Some action on the elbow. Now on the far side, Ice looking for a teammate to pass to. He does get it to Daughtry, who pulls up for a three. No good, and Swan pulls down the easy rebound. Has Carpenter to his right. Uses him, gets to the left hand. And the floater is good. Count the basket. And one, Carpenter sent to the line, trying to add another. Gavin Haircheck's back into the ball game, as well as Spidell. A made free throw from Carpenter extends the Tipton lead now to 23. So a back and forth second quarter, but Tipton dominating the third. Isaac Wright spins back to his left hand and almost got the bounce to go in. Not quite. The rebound tracked down by Spidell. Swan in isolation to the left, pulls up for a deep three just off the mark, but it's tipped out. Carpenter over to Quigley in the corner. That's a three as well for Sam Quigley. Quigley with 5, all in this quarter. Helping out Tipton, but he does commit the foul there, reaching in for the steal. 17 seconds for Wabash. That's just the second team foul against Tipton. Quigley's third, though. Does need to be careful, and he's subbed out of the game. Jackson Money to fill in for the final 17 seconds of the third. Wabash gets it in. Could save for the last shot if they decide to. Daughtry gets to his right hand and gets all the way and fouled by Jackson Money, who just checked in. A poor sight to see if you're a Blue Devil fan, as they sub Jackson Money out specifically to avoid picking up a foul, but it is just his second, so nothing to worry about too much. The basket converted for Daughtry and a chance to add one more to his impressive tally. Carpenter with about 5 seconds now left to go. Fakes the handoff to Swan, and now it's all up to him. Gets to his right hand and finishes. And one for Carpenter. We'll add another second here. Time didn't quite expire on the actual game clock here in the Inferno. 0.6 seconds left officially. Ryan Tracy comes back in to avoid any Swan fouls in the final 0.6 seconds. Just as some insurance. Free throw converted by Carpenter. 1 second. Mattern decides not to even shoot, and that'll bring Tipton with a 26-point spread heading into the fourth and final quarter. Carpenter overtook Swan in the scoring column. He has 22 now. Swan trailing closely with 20. Jackson Money with 9. Spidell with 6. Quigley and Ryan Tracy both adding 5. On the other end for the Apaches, Trevor Daughtry leading the way with 21. He had 6 in the third quarter. 8 points for Grant Ford, all in that third quarter, and then 6 for both Brayton Ice and Isaac Wright. We'd like to thank everybody joining us on the Tipton live stream, tuning in for tonight's Tuesday action. Not very often we get a Tuesday game here in the Inferno, at least for the boys team. The girls will occasionally play here as well, as they have an away game over in Greentown visiting the Eastern Comets. A decent crowd here in the Inferno, considering it is an unconventional night to have a basketball game for the boys. They've got another one coming up on Friday. And then later on they play Kokomo in a couple of Saturdays from now. Back into the ball game, Tipton leads 69-43. Ryan Tracy finds Money to his left, who hands it off to Swan. That one off the mark and pulled down by Trevor Daughtry. Pushes the pace. Didn't have many options. Isaac Wright gets inside, but Carpenter's done a really good job to make sure, even if he does get inside, he's not going to have an easy shot opportunity. Carpenter's length proving difficult for a player like Wright, as Tracy tracks down another rebound. And off come the Blue Devils with a slower tempo. Swan playing at his own pace. Has Spidell and an amazing pass and an amazing shot fake as well. Good decisions all around for the Blue Devils. It's a good play to pull out if you're playing at that kind of pace. Each Blue Devil taking their time on that possession. But Wabash has no time to spare. If they want to have any chance of coming back into this game, the offense has to get going right now. As Tipton with a commanding 28-point victory. It's actually 43 for Wabash. Right, stopped by Spidell. A pull-up jumper comes up short. Swan with the rebound. He has Spidell to his left. Ryan Tracy to his right, who pulls up for a three. That one off the mark to the left side. Right tracks down the rebound, slows down the pace for the visiting Apaches. Isaac Wright looking for some options. He has Grant Ford, who's defended by Swan. The Apaches just looking for some kind of scoring opportunity, but Tipton not giving anything to them very easily. Instead, a deep three for Wright. And Swan pulls down yet another rebound. He has Jackson Money this time leaking out. Not able to convert. And Jackson Money sent to the line shooting 2. 5:26 left to go. Money off the rim, and it will find its way to the bottom of the bucket. The buzzer sounded, but there's no check-in. We will continue play as Money tries to finish off the second free throw. And finally comes in is Sam Quigley for the Blue Devils. Isaac Wright brings it up, the tallest Apache that they have. A take into the basket is no good, tipped out, but only as far as Quigley, who collects that loose ball. He has Tracy to his right, wants to slow it down and let Swan go to work, who tried to dish it down to Spidell. Turned over instead as Daughtry beats 2 Tipton Blue Devils. Kicks it out. Isaac Wright on the opposite wing for a 3. Rims out, but the rebound stays with Wabash, and they are able to convert. Ryan Tracy, a wide open 3, well short. But it shouldn't matter too much as Tipton with a commanding victory, or a commanding lead rather. Still 4.5 minutes to go, and Swan with his easiest two of the game that he's going to get. 30-point advantage for the Blue Devils coming up on running clock territory. And I'm sure we'll see some of the deeper parts of the bench checking in shortly. Right, again, well defended by Carpenter, who's had an excellent defensive performance, but is going to give up a two off the miscommunication. Wanted the switch there, but didn't get it. Swan weighing his options on the far side. Needs some help. He has Tracy, who looks for Quigley. Swings to Swan. Down low, Spidell going to try to get himself a bucket, and he will. Spidell's had a pretty good game from down there, as he puts in his 10th point. Yet another Blue Devil in double figures. Osborne hands that one off to Wright. He gets into the paint, another shot fake from Wright. Not able to convert. Osborne goes up and is fouled by Spidell. The shot fake finally working on Carpenter to get him up in the air. Osborne at the line, shooting two. The first one a bit long, frustrated with himself there. Spidell and Tracy coming out for what is likely the last time of tonight's ball game. Each player finishing with 5 points. The rebound on that missed free throw awarded to Spidell. Hare in the corner. Carpenter up top to set up the offense. No hurry for him. A handoff to Swan. Thought about the three. Wants to help out Spidell instead down low. And a tough finish. A very strong move by Spidell to establish his position and get enough room to get that one up. He started at the bottom of the backboard. Had to create a little bit of space for himself, and he was able to do just that. Ford for a three is no good. And the rebound collected easily by Tipton. Swan in transition has Money. A kick out three for Jackson. Money is going to force the timeout by Coach Hawkins just to get the subs in. As we're going to get a look at Peyton Oler and Sam Hummerkaus. They join Gavin Hare, Jackson Money, and Landon Spidell in the current lineup. Osborne kicks it out. Ford didn't like his options. He's defended by the longer Sam Hummerkaus. Tough to shoot over a guy like him, as he lets the rebound go up to Osborne. A three connects for Ford. And another timeout called by Coach Hawkins, maybe just to get another sub in. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. This time around, it's Grayson McFalls and Oliver Conaway. Conaway wearing 22 in the varsity game. He wears 12 in JV. Plays plenty of minutes for the junior varsity Blue Devils. Aller brings it up for the new look Tipton. Conaway over to Aller. Needs some options. He has McFalls. As Aller gets his way inside, but rejected or fouled instead by Osborne. Sends Peyton Aller to the line, shooting two. 1:29 left to go. I'll go ahead and catch up here during the free throw. Aller's first one off to the left. Tipton leads 82-50 and will execute their 13th straight victory in a row. Both free throws missed for the freshman. Deep parts of both benches out there now for both teams. Just under a minute now left to go. A look ahead into this Friday's action up against Northwestern varsity, starting at the normal time of 7:30 as Hummerkaus pulls down the rebound. They play the visiting Northwestern Tigers, who've had a very up and down season. I'm interested to see what kind of look we're going to get out of them. As Northwestern, they've beat some really good teams, but they've lost to some teams that I feel like you really shouldn't. And so it'll be interesting to see how they match up against the Blue Devils come Friday night. After that, a week-long break, and then they're back in action next Saturday. That'll be at Kokomo. We're going to see if we can get permission from the Kokomo athletic director, if we can host our live stream at their place. But regardless of that, the running clock enacted, and 5 seconds left to go in actuality. Wabash going to close out the game as Tipton comes away with an 82-50 victory. It was comfortable from the start, the second quarter back and forth, but they close out with a relatively comfortable 82-50 win. The Tipton Blue Devils did not trail in tonight's action. When we come back, we're going to have our first ever interview with the Noblesville transfer, Ryan Tracy. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. Thank you all for waiting, and we've got Ryan Tracy, the newest Blue Devil. Ryan, how difficult was the transition from Noblesville to Tipton?
Oh, it wasn't difficult at all. I mean, obviously it's different play style, different place, but everybody on this team and all the coaches have been very welcoming and just made it super easy for me to join in and fit right in.
And what aspect about your game individually do you feel has the greatest impact on this Tipton team?
I think I just try to play hard, bring everybody together in everything I do, and just 100% effort every play. Try to be a presence inside and just help any way I can.
And we know what the Blue Devil fans see out here, but we're going to get your opinion on this. What role do you think you in particular play for this team?
I think just like being a good screener, get a lot of rebounds. Every rebound I try to get, especially like offensively, and then just be that inside presence, especially off offensive rebounds, stuff like that.
And last question for you. How do you think your leadership has impacted the team as they remain undefeated at 13-0?
You know, there's different leadership styles on this team, but I just try to bring them all together and kind of glue it together, make sure everything fits.
And finally, I'll leave the floor open for you if you have any shout-outs you want to give.
You know, shout out Blue Devil Nation. It's been great. Love being here.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yep, thank you.
The newest Blue Devil, Ryan Tracy, he finished with 5 points and 6 rebounds in tonight's varsity contest. We're going to go over the scoring report just before we end the live stream here tonight. Tipton, Grady Carpenter, and Nolan Swan each ended with 22 points. Jackson Money close behind with 16. Spidell picked up 12, 6 in that fourth quarter. And then Tracy and Quigley rounded out the scoring with 5 apiece. On the other end for the visiting Wabash, Trevor Daughtry with 23 points at the end of tonight's contest. Grant Ford with 11, all in the second half. Isaac Wright close behind with 10, and Braden Ice with just 6. I figured when the game started it would be a shallow Wabash team, but I didn't think they would only have 4 players scoring. They've got a relatively even scoring distribution after their first 3. They've got several players just in that 4 to 2 range, so I figured we would see more people scoring and more shooting from beyond the arc, as they are a very good three-point shooting team. That being said, Tipton, with a comfortable victory in tonight's contest, they finish with an 82-50 advantage. I want to thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live stream. It's a lot of fun having you each and every night that you guys attend and are active in the chat, saying anything that you have on your minds. That being said, we'll be back in action this Friday up against the Northwestern Tigers as Tipton looks to remain undefeated, looking for that magic number 14-0.